NLP ना, डीप लर्निंग यही है इसमें, ये दोनों में से। हाँ, RAG is a part of Gen AI. Anybody who heard about agentic AI? That's another key takeaway for you. You can be smarter with your friends now and say that, अरे तुमला बहुत पीछे है रे, agentic AI तक चले गई दुनिया. You know, the other one is physical AI. Yes, so I'll give you an example. So your traditional AI is rule-based, algorithms. All of us have Gmail, mailbox. वो spam आता उधर. How वो कैसा आता spam? Because एक rule बना के छोड़ दिए. अगर ये non-known है या email address ऐसा कुछ marketing related लग रहा तो उसको spam में भेज देता हूँ. That is artificial intelligence, AI. Gen AI is the pictures that you create and you get frustrated because the picture didn't come out the way you expected it to, right? Ghibli. Ghibli. Yeah, so that is Gen AI. Agentic AI is, these are agents which will act autonomously. अब मैं एग्जाम्पल देता हूँ मैं. आप समझो आपका एक बड़ा हॉल है घर में, राइट? यानी तो होटल्स में वो हनीवेल के वो जो रहते देखो रेगुलेटर्स, AC रेगुलेटर्स रहते. एनीबडी हु हैज सीन अ AC रेगुलेटर? राउंड घुमाना पड़ता है उसको, राइट? सो दैट रेगुलेट द AC. So that is your traditional AI, because it's physical and you have to literally go and you have to set a rule and then it works, right? Ab generative AI is let's say you have Google ka Nest which controls the temperature in the room. You are not doing anything, you just set it and it's doing its job, or to some extent it will kind of fetch the information from internet and say that what is the weather forecast looking like. हाँ, IoT kind of, yes, and it will set the temperature. But भाई आपका हॉल बहुत बड़ा है और आपके पास 2 गूगल नेस्ट है, एक उधर एक इधर, तो अब ये क्या करते, दोनों एक दूसरे से बात करते. पहला वाला बोलता तू चुप, पहले मैं अपना स्टार्ट करता हूँ and I will try and create a 23 or 22 across the hall. Just in case if I am unable to, then you pick the load and you start. So they are talking to each other. So that is the agent. And the future is moving here. Nobody was worried about this. Everybody is worried about this now. Because just imagine if 2 people were doing some job and both people's job can be done by agents, what will happen to people? Unemployment and all those things. So हमारी HR language में एक pyramid बोलते हैं हम लोग. पिरामिड बोले तो पिरामिड कैसा रहता? ट्रायंगल, करेक्ट. सो हमारे कंपनियों में क्या होते, सो पिरामिड के ऊपर बहुत डिस्कशन चलता. करेक्ट. सो यहाँ पे आपके पूरे फ्रेशर्स रहते हैं ज़्यादातर, राइट? ये मिडिल मैनेजमेंट रहता है. यहाँ पर क्या होता है, सीनियर मैनेजमेंट रहता है. जो ऊपर और भी ले रहा है तो जाने दो. अब इसमें पूरे क्या है, आदमियाँ हैं, औरतें हैं, मीन्स ह्यूमन बीइंग्स है सारे के सारे, राइट? गोइंग फॉरवर्ड दिस विल बी स्प्लिट इनटू 2. एक साइड पे क्या बोलते हैं, सो ह्यूमंस रहेंगे, एक साइड पे क्या बोलते हैं, एजेंट्स रहेंगे. अब हमारी परेशानी है, ह्यूमंस को कैसा डील करना मालूम, एजेंट्स को कैसा करना. सो वी हैव टू अपस्किल आवरसेल्व्स एज वेल in terms of whether that particular agent is hallucinating or not, is it biased or not. So we as HR have to upskill ourselves on understanding the output of the Gen AI. तो इसका बाप इन्हें है, ठीक है? अब फिजिकल AI तो थोड़े बहुत रोबोट्स हैं, बट आज की डेट में स्टिल अगर आप कंस्ट्रक्शन वर्कर्स को ले लो, आदमी एज कर रहे हैं ना. But going forward, that might move into physical AI. So you see how the world is changing. Okay. Now coming to what is it that you can do in your capacity. Maybe a lot of you are here now using free versions of Gen AI, right? But एक कॉफ़ी पीने गए तो इतना पैसा होता ना, हाँ? So वो एक दिन कॉफ़ी नहीं पी के या 15 दिन में एक दिन कॉफ़ी नहीं पी के ये ले सकते हैं आप चैट GPT का, नहीं अरे पैसे की कोई प्रॉब्लम ही नहीं है अपने को बोले तो अरे पैसे की प्रॉब्लम नहीं है तो ये ले सकते. So you get a lot of features from the Gen AI applications that you are using. You can also create agents. You know, if you want to go a little deeper, then you can create agents. Probably you will get a learning coach. जैसे मैं बताया कि आप एक personal trainer के ऐसा use कर सकते हैं. If you are writing something, there will be a writing coach. Or if you are trying to create something, a video coach. Research के लिए there will be a coach. So, huh? Custom GPT, agents. So in our language we call them agents. Yeah. All right. So the truth is this. So we all say that AI is cutting jobs. AI is not cutting jobs. It is the people who are cutting jobs. And if you are someone who is up to date with what's happening in that field, then अरे कुछ तो गड़बड़ हो रहा है. तार की वजह से हो रहा. Anyways, that was my last slide. That now for people like me as well, right? I am in HR now. अगर मेरी कंपनी बोली कि भाई एजेंट आके तुम्हारा काम कर लेता, तुम्हारी ज़रूरत नहीं है, चलो निकलो, क्या करना? सो हम क्या करें, प्रोएक्टिवली जाके एक जनरेटिव एआई लीडर का सर्टिफिकेशन है गूगल का, वो कर लिया अपन. कर लेके लिंक्डइन पे जाके बट बोल के बताइए कि हम जनरेटिव एआई लीडर है, टच नको करो हमारे को बोल के. सो लाइक दैट स्टार्ट डूइंग सम फ्री सर्टिफिकेशंस, they are available in the market. Okay, so that was my last slide, but now as I promised you, there will be a lot of time that we will have for question and answers. Yes, now without getting into technicalities of it, देखिए अब ये जो डेटा जनरेट करके फिर दूसरा क्या बोलते हैं, सो वही जनरेटेड डेटा को लेके कर रहा है एंड ऑल, दैट इज़ वेयर द गार्ड रेल्स and the fine tuning of the application comes into picture. Okay, and there is a concept called human in the loop. So what we are saying is whatever generative AI is generating, the last say has to be with a human. And if you design your whole Gen AI ecosystem in a way that human is taking the final decision, then a lot of it will get addressed. Then you will start to ask all those limitation questions like, is it biased, is it like knowledge cutoff, hallucinate हो रहा है क्या नहीं, and all that. And you will retrain, you will go back and look at the base on which this whole thing is getting generated, and you will be able to address some part of it. So that is where you need to see where is it that you want to use it. I mean, if let's say you are trying to learn something which an agent can do, then you are at a risk of it. But if you utilize that for your passion, if you are passionate about something, if there is any area that you want to pursue and all, you are using it, then probably you can go into that direction and create something of your own. And अभी जैसे मैं एक एग्जांपल दे दिया अभी यहीं पे कि अगर आप रियल एस्टेट में हैं और आपके पास क्या बोलते हैं, सो डिज़ाइंस का कुछ तो भी एक जुगाड़ करके आप एक बना लिए, you can go to all the construction companies and say that, you know what, I have this Gen AI solution that I created, would you like to buy it? And you can be an entrepreneur yourself instead of just going into a job. अब सब लोग नहीं करते ना, that is the thing, not everybody will get certified. So I'll give an example of my own organization. I can bet हैदराबाद में जितने HR leaders है उसमें से खाली मैं करा मैं certification, बाकी कोई भी नहीं करे. देखिए अब for example, if you take my generation, we used to remember telephone numbers. आजकल तो कोई भी नहीं because phone में. But is that hampering our retention abilities in any way? Some extent, yes. Yeah. So creativity भी ऐसी है, अगर आपकी फील्ड में आपका क्रिएटिव होना ज़रूरी है, then you should rely a little on Gen AI and then you use your creative juices. But for somebody who is in a different field and creativity is the last applicable thing for their profession, then you can use Gen AI. But for sure, the more we rely on something else, it comes back to the question of you are not using that neuron which is meant to create something. So if you not use it, you will lose it. That's what we use in psychology about neurons. So it's up to you whether you want to be a creative person and rely less. But if creativity is something that doesn't matter in the role, the ecosystem that I am a part of, then freely go ahead and use. But at the end, definitely any technology for that matter. For instance, अभी ले लो ना, अब आप कैसा आए यहाँ पे? How did you come here to this center? Vehicle, right? पहले टाइम पे क्या करते थे? चल के आते थे, तो उन लोग मजबूत थे ना, अपन वीक हो गए ना, वैसी अपना भी ये क्या बोलते सो वीक हो जाता, जितना अपन रिलाई करें इसके ऊपर. But you can't avoid it. That's what I asked you a question. Can you avoid AI, Gen AI, agentic AI in today's world? You can't. So ethical dilemma is the question that you have to ask. Like, for instance, let's say you are in a advertising firm, right? And you have to give a product which is original to your client. You use Gen AI, create it and send it, ship it off. That's unethical, right? Then it's just not your creativity, but ethical dilemma will come there. But if you are using something for your own, जैसे अभी मैं ये बनाया, what do you think? ये मैं खुद बनाया, Gen AI बनाया, आधा तो ये क्या बोलते हैं पूरा पिक्चर जो है Gen AI बनाया. So इसमें क्रिएटिविटी में मेरे को ज़्यादा दिमाग लगाने की ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ी है, and I am absolutely okay because I am not selling it and nobody is paying me, and this is only for educational purpose. So ethical dilemma will come when your output will have a bigger consequence somewhere. Yeah, you know. So I saw somewhere a picture, I think I should have included. वहाँ पे ओपन एआई के सीईओ की पिक्चर है, उन्हें इतना फ्री में दे रहा, बट उन्हें माइक्रोसॉफ्ट को इतने पैसे दे रहा, माइक्रोसॉफ्ट क्या तो उसको दे रहा, and all of that. So definitely yes, it will have an environmental impact. So I'll take an example of what the organizations are trying to do about that. So organizations are trying to offset. An example is 1 million tree plant कर देंगे हम. Yeah, I'm not kidding. I mean, that is one way of doing it. अपने आप को तसल्ली देने वाली बात है, okay भाई, हम ये burn कर रहे, but at the same time we are trying to do something. And you know, it's a very big problem. It involves your government, it involves society at large, and so much. But you are so right. The compute power that it needs, renewable energy cannot support it. Yeah, fossil fuel burn करना ही पड़ता. I think today there is a lot that they are using. So I do my, what do you call, full body checkup every year, and I go to this place called Noora AI, and they do low radiation scan, and then they look at anomalies. They use computer vision. So they have fed their entire system with whatever malign, whatever stuff that happens in human body versus a healthy body, and then the computer vision reads your scans and then tells you where the problem is. So healthcare.
Then there's also a risk for the profession of doctors if this is the case.
So everywhere. I mean, that is what you can't. That is the reason why we included this topic in today's session. That you should not ignore all of these things, but be ready, and then wherever the opportunities are, just go and use it. Don't be blind to the possibilities that Gen AI can have on all professions. Yeah, absolutely. So hallucination is a different stuff. Hallucination is, so what you search for is already in the public domain, and you got that information. Hallucination is, it does not exist, but very confidently the output will say that, you know, this is what it is. So hallucination is different. Now, that is why organizations are extremely careful in using anything to do with Gen AI. So in my organization, again, I am working on a very simple Gen AI solution, which is translating. So because we are a multinational company, in order for us to do anything, we have to translate it in English, sorry, French, Chinese, Japanese, Portuguese and all. But how are you going to test the output of that it's translating the accurate one? So there are a lot of things that we have to take care of. That is one. Data security is one. IP is another stuff. Cyber security. So there are tons of approvals that we have to take, and only then when we are 100% confident that yes, this use case will be beneficial for us and it has been grounded very well, it has been fine-tuned for our purpose, only then the final sign-off will happen. So as a responsible organization and as responsible citizens of this world, that is what we have to do when we are dealing with Gen AI. Like, is it harming anybody? Is it creating a bias? So that's called responsible usage of AI. So if you want to study further, then please focus on responsible AI. Yeah, because that data will be trained and it will be fine-tuned more than what is available. Obviously, that's a business model for any of these product companies. So they will give free what is like available on Google, internet search, and you will get it. But the other ones that are paid will be a little fine-tuned, will be a little more accurate, there will be more guardrails. So for sure there will be a difference. Just not the functionalities, but the data, the output that will come. Very nice. And I'll just end by, that was a good question that you asked about teachers. And before I tell you what I have drawn here, I think Dina, you said, so when she came for the interviews, I asked her, like, you get all of this information online, then why is it that you have to spend 2 days coming to an event like this? So she gave an answer, which I'll try and put it out here. This could be your just data, which is a lot out there, right? And if you just join the dots a little, probably it is information, which is also available out there, right? Then if you kind of join all the dots, that is knowledge. Again, it is available, immense. But out of all the dots, if you are able to call out saying that this connection is the most important insight, that is wisdom. And your teachers can get you that. I don't think so AI, Gen AI and all that will be able to give you.